Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Forgotten City. Wir haben jetzt schon mehr Menschen kennengelernt. Leider haben wir auch schon 2 Tote gehabt. Aber ja, wir können das ja jederzeit wieder korrigieren. Und deswegen würde ich sagen, wir gehen mal zu dem Wirtshaus von dieser, wie hieß sie, Aurelia, Aura, wie auch immer, also halt zu dem Wirtshaus. Ah, da steht er, den wollte ich doch, mit dem Horatius wollte ich doch noch reden. Oder haben wir mit dem schon geredet?
What now? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself, 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl, and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Centilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
Ja gut, das kann man ja verstehen.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Naja gut, wäre ja auch doof, wenn du jetzt da was sagen würdest.
I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
Anscheinend steht er ja auf dieses Seneca, den Jüngeren.
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Also, Aurelia, Bürgerin, Tavernenwirtin, Taverne im Elendsviertel, behauptet einen Ausweg zu kennen. Claudia, Patrizierin, Frau von Malleolus, ach ja genau, die habe ich ganz vergessen. In der Villa. Ach, das sieht man jetzt, wo die alle sind. Das habe ich ja gar nicht mitgekriegt. Decius, Händler, allgemein, ach ja. Okay, das ist ja schön, dann nehmen wir den doch. Danke.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Naja.
A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
Denn unter den Waffen schweigen die Gesetze.
Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous.
Huh.
What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the golden rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness
Das
is to
Seneca der
enjoy the
Jüngere.
present without
Oder
anxious
die?
dependence
Nee,
upon the
Seneca der
future. Not
Jüngere.
to
Eben.
amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Okay.
If you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Ja, mit der haben wir ja vorhin schon gesprochen, haben sie aber nicht auf die Wahl angesprochen. Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir gehen da jetzt mal zurück. Da geht's runter, ne? Ja, da sind wir gekommen. Nichts mit Doppel-H stehlen. Niemanden verletzen, nicht. Wer immer die schrieb, hatte offensichtlich keine Chance, es fertigzustellen. Ja, und der ist jetzt weg, oder was? Da ist ein Fass, da ist nichts drin. Da unten ist doch das Wirtshaus. Da geht's doch rein, genau. Livia.
Just as the ocean accepts the
Warum
rivers of all
stehen
the
denn die
world,
alle mit dem
so
Rücken
this
zu mir?
place accepts all the souls, but it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Braucht ihr Hilfe?
You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Herausfinden, warum Livia sich seltsam verhält. Okay. Ich werde jetzt
The newly
gehen.
arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
Ja, du erzählst mir ja nichts.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Hallo, du bist doch die Aurelia.
Would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
Sollte später mit ihr reden.
Ignorant.
Alles
This
klar?
again.
So,
You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
wir brechen jetzt zum ersten Mal die goldene
You
Regel.
stay away from my money.
Ja, ja. Ach so, die ist verschlossen. Hä? Nee, das wollen wir nicht. Wieso ist die verschlossen? Verschlossen. Haben wir hier irgendwo ein großes Fass, um Bier zu brauen? An der Oberfläche ertrinken zahlreiche kleine Insekten.
Vote for unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink. Get out. Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
Alles klar. Hallo?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up. But by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
Das ist ja sehr tragisch.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you.
Mag
Anyway,
dich auch.
that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Das denke ich auch. Aber ich werde jetzt gehen. Nee,
I can't
ach.
see how I could vote for either
Ach, jetzt habe ich mich
candidate. Even I could
verklickt. So,
do- All right. See you.
alles klar. So, es ärgert mich jetzt. Wieso kann ich denn nicht... Dann schaue ich jetzt nochmal woanders hin. Wieso kann ich der nicht... Na gut, weil ich noch keinen Schlüssel habe, ne? Aber dann probiere ich es nochmal woanders. Und wenn das jetzt auch nicht klappt, dann muss ich mal gucken, wie ich es mache. Wo ist er denn? Wo steht er denn? Wo ist er denn? Wo steht er denn? Das ist schön von dir, dass du versuchst, mir zu helfen. Da steht einer. Bist es du? Ja, das bist du. Nee, das bist nicht du.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think, whatever is in there, it has to be important.
Hä? Wo ist denn dieser Schrein, der zusammengefallen ist? Da hinten. Ach komm, dann machen wir es jetzt anders. Dann machen wir es jetzt anders. Nee. Ging es auf der anderen Seite hoch? Nee. Ach so, das war bloß noch nicht vollständig geladen. Alles klar. Da geht's hoch. Das wollte ich. So.
I'm not supposed to be in here. Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed. This is outrageous.
Oh. So, wir haben
The
gestohlen.
many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
So. Nein, nicht wieder hoch. Runter, runter, runter und weg. Jetzt ist wieder... Das ist natürlich schlecht. Wo ist die Tür da hinten? Ja, lauf, komm. So. Oh, die schießt auch. Das ist schlecht. Nicht auf mich schießen. Ich habe nur Geld geklaut. Das ist hoffentlich in Ordnung. Also, es ist nicht in Ordnung, das weiß ich, aber... Hast mich nicht getroffen. So, jetzt müsste der eigentlich... Aha. So, also jetzt passiert Folgendes. Der Sensius, der hat ja vorhin zu uns gesagt, dass er dafür zuständig ist, dieses Portal irgendwie neu zu machen. Und wir gehen jetzt in das Portal rein und jetzt lädt sich die Welt wieder und keiner kann sich mehr an uns erinnern, aber wir uns quasi an diejenigen, die wir da jetzt schon kennengelernt haben. Jetzt sind wir aber um 2000 und noch ein bisschen was Denare reicher und wissen schon einiges mehr, als wir vorher gewusst haben. Das ist immer ganz praktisch, dass man da eben jetzt diese Erfahrung macht. Und deswegen muss man es auch ein paar Mal drauf ankommen lassen mit der goldenen Regel, dass man nämlich eben da jetzt die Möglichkeit hat, jetzt dieses Geld zu stehlen, weil man da vielleicht jemanden damit schmieren kann oder wie auch immer. Ja, das werden wir jetzt alles sehen. So, und jetzt müsste es eigentlich gleich oder relativ gleich, müsste es jetzt dann wieder starten, hoffentlich. Aber ich denke schon, warum nicht? So, und wir sind wieder da. Okay. So, und jetzt lernen wir den wieder neu kennen.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Ihr seid Galerius und werdet mir gleich anbieten, mich zu Sensius zu bringen, damit er mir mehr über die goldene Regel erzählen kann.
I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
Kein Problem.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Ach ja. Schenkst einfach am Fremden was? Okay. Jetzt genau. Den gibt er mir jetzt. Cool.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably.
Danke.
All right. See you around.
Alles klar. So, das probieren wir doch gleich mal aus. Hoppala. Jawohl. Wunderbar. So. Also, ihr habt jetzt gesehen, was passiert, wenn man die goldene Regel bricht. Jetzt gucken wir mal zu ihr hier. So, Lucretia, da haben wir ja auch eine Quest.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulates Decius won't give it to me.
Das tut mir sehr leid. Ich wünschte, ich könnte helfen.
It's too late. She just slipped away. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly. Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Kann ich irgendwie helfen?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Na gut, da werden wir uns drum kümmern, ne?
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
So. Jetzt gehen wir zu meinem Liebling des Spiels. Und zwar, den habe ich vorhin gesucht. Jetzt steht er da. Wunderbar. Das ist der Decius.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Julia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Oh, you have it. I'm impressed.
Ja, siehst du mal. So, gib her.
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else? You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Ich höre.
Right? Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
Oh, tut mir aber leid.
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
Toll.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Ich möchte, dass ihr Sensius wählt.
Not going to happen.
Okay, dann nicht.
Very well.
Ach, noch.
Another time.
Okay. Du hattest doch auch irgendwo... Hat der... Ja.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius.
Dinge, die ich kaufen muss, sobald ich geflohen bin. Wunderbar.
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else
Okay.
beats me to it.
Ich würde sagen, wir machen mal bis hierher. Und dann würde ich sagen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wenn das der Fall ist, würde ich mich über einen Like freuen. Ansonsten wünsche ich euch noch eine gute Zeit und sage bis zum nächsten Mal und Ade. Tschüss.